Quilters, I'm Pam Heller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica Bodker, AccuQuilt's creativity expert.
Today is all about making the holidays a little brighter as we show you how to use the Go Mini Stocking Die as part of a fun pattern in the Go High Hopes Bench Pillow. It's a free pattern at AccuQuilt.com. Make sure you download the pattern and read all of the assembly instructions before getting started.
All right, let's take a look at this fun, whimsical applique die. It is on a 5x10 die board, so that means it's going to fit through all of our Go fabric cutters, including the Go Me and the Studio Cutter with the appropriate adapter. Now there's 4 shapes on the die board. We've got the body of the stocking, we've got the cuff, and the toe and the heel patches.
And these are super cute because then you can totally change out the colorway of your stocking just by making the accents better.
And really personalize it. Now these shapes would be difficult to cut by hand and time consuming for sure. But with any Go fabric cutter, you can cut enough pieces for this sweet bench pillow project in just one pass.
All right, quilters, since this is an applique shape, there are free embroidery downloads from AccuQuilt.com. The download includes 3 different stitches. So look at this, Erica. Here's that darling blanket stitch and our motif stitch. And look at how great this is for the satin stitch.
They're wonderful.
We also have some delightful for purchase files available on our website. No embroidery machine? No worries, you can use raw edge quilting or all over machine quilting to finish your project.
That's right. Now let's show you how to lay out your fabric and cut your stockings that you will need for this pillow. Now we've pre-fused our fabric. That means we've taken our fusible and we've pressed the shiny side onto the back side of our fabric so we don't have to worry anymore about lengthwise grain.
Right, and this is great because we're going to use a variety of fabrics, so you could totally change up the colorway. We're going to use this fun stripe. Look how cute this is.
That's adorable.
And this is part of the border for the bench pillow. And there is one of the borders as well.
Perfect.
All right, you're going to need a 5x10 cutting mat.
Indeed I will.
Now Erica is going to use our Go Big today, but again, it can fit through any of our cutters.
Absolutely. All right. All right, here you go, Miss Pam.
All right, let's give it some love. Slide, don't lift, and look at how cute this is.
Oh, I want to build a stocking.
I know, dear, go for it. Build the stocking.
It's so cute, it's so cute. Look, there's the little toe, and we've got the heel, and you can use whatever contrasting matching fabrics. It's just so fun.
All right, quilters, for the bench pillow project, you're going to need 2 shapes from the Go Mix and Match 8-inch block, which we're going to open up right here. All right, so we've opened up the first section of our 8-inch cube, and we're only going to need 2 shapes, Erica. We're going to need shape number 2, which are smaller squares to make the border, and shape number 3 to make our pinwheel block.
Well, how simple is that?
All right, quilters, you're also going to need 2 strip dies to finish our project, a 2.5-inch strip die and a 1.5-inch strip die.
Now the background block, we're just going to make simple pinwheel blocks, and we're using the large half square triangle for that, and it's from, again, that 8-inch mix and match cube. And so here's a little pro tip for you. When we are going to sew these shapes together, these colors together, we're going to cut them together. That way we can take them off the die and go straight to the sewing machine.
Right. Now we've followed the instructions and subcut our fabric, and we only need 4 of our each color to make our block.
Okay.
So we just have 4 layers of fabric.
Fabulous.
We're going to put a mat on top. All right, now wait, because we can wait. There's more.
We can multitask.
We can. For the border section, you're going to need shape number 2, which are small squares.
Right.
So we're going to do the exact same thing and take our fabrics, put them right sides together.
Love it.
And make sure they're here on our die, and then put a mat on top. And since we're using our Go Big today,
we can cut both of them at once, can't we?
We can. All right, so let's give it a little love.
All right.
Slide, don't lift. And look at that, Erica.
Oh my goodness. These are just perfect. And I love our half square triangles because those dog ears are cut off and our 1/4-inch seam allowance is built in. And because we cut right sides together, we're ready to go straight to the sewing machine.
Yes. So now I'm going to take my iron and I am going to press to the dark side.
All right.
That way when we get ready to sew them together, those pieces will nest.
All right.
Would you do that for me?
I would be happy to.
All right, so I'm going to start here with my little pinwheel block and sew these two pieces together. All right, Miss Erica, will you press these in opposite directions
Absolutely.
so that they will nest?
Okay. And when we do that, those seams are going to meet right up together. You're going to get that perfect point right in the center.
And it's going to lay nice and flat.
Yes.
All right, so once our half square triangles are sewn together, it's going to make this block that
Yes.
looks right here. Here's the question you want to ask yourself.
Yes.
All right, are you going to use our embroidery file to add your stocking?
Okay.
If so, now is the time to do that.
Right.
But if you're going to do like I did all just raw edge quilting.
Okay.
Then right now you need to put your whole pillow top together and then quilt it and then add the stocking.
Okay. Okay,
But
great.
we're going to just show you how to add the stocking on our block.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Are we good there?
We are all good.
And do you have our shapes?
I do indeed. So we're going to be building from the bottom to the top. So I'll give you the stocking,
Thank you.
and I will start with your little top pieces.
And it kind of needs to come down a bit because that cuff is going to be there
Oh,
on the
that's
top.
right. So we'll go ahead and lay the cuff on it. So you want to go ahead and press that down, and then we'll add the toe and the heel pieces.
All right, Erica, to finish the bench pillow top, you need 4 of these pinwheel blocks with
So
the
cute.
stocking, and then you're going to add a 1.5-inch strip border to the ends.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then let's move this out of our way.
Okay.
And talk about the side border because this is what's going to come here.
That is pieced, and that is so cute. So that's what we cut out with shape number 2, which was the small square earlier.
Right. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just
Yep.
going to chain piece.
Okay, sounds good.
And then you're going to need one for the left and one for the right. And it's important to follow the pattern because the fabric, how it ends, is different.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
That
this
is a
one,
great point.
you want it to be on the top here, and then it comes on the bottom on the other side.
Interesting. Okay.
Because
so,
you're going to piece a long border of this across the top.
in other words, read the instructions.
Yes. Right?
Shall I press?
Yes, please. And we're just going to press one direction because
Okay.
it's just going to lay flat one
Sure.
direction. Perfect.
So now we've got one for either end of our bench pillow.
Yeah. Okay. So you would have 4
Total
of the
of 4.
blocks, and then you would add this pink border here.
Okay.
And then another pink border on the top and the bottom using
Okay.
our 2.5-inch strip die.
Okay.
And then this border is also pieced on the top and the bottom of the bench pillow.
Okay.
You're going to need 19 squares for each the top and the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
All
super
right.
fast to do.
So go ahead, continue to follow the pattern to complete the pillow, and be sure to share your finished projects with us on social media pages.
And just in time for your holiday projects, stockings have never been faster and easier to create because at AccuQuilt we help you cut time.
So you can quilt more.